Dogs of Browntown.
Dogs of Browntown.
Dogs of Browntown.
Hey, welcome to Dogs of Browntown. Wasn't a song that time.
I think I'm starting to understand it.
Yeah, I still not. It's still gibberish to me. What's that?
Do.
Dos, too. Dos.
Yeah.
Sounds like Spanish. And yuck is like...
Yuck is like,
Like when
what?
you're like somebody's all alone.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Oh no! It got sad. I'm your host Saul Trujillo, the fattest and the mostest with the smiles. I came in high.
That's great.
To the right, we got who do we got?
I'm Hormuz Rashidi.
That's it.
AKA not hormones on social media.
Hell yeah.
It felt like you were gonna go for something, then you're like, never mind.
Yeah.
And then next to him is
Joel Jimenez. Hi, everybody. I am also known as Mostly Sorry on Instagram. And I have gold teeth now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Check those out.
I'm different.
Yeah. What made you want to go back to the silver capped after your
Well,
cavities?
it's white gold, first of all. Relax.
You know what I mean? Like the little fat kids.
I had all four
Me too.
front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tampico special, I called
Exactly.
them.
Yeah. I've wanted them for like 18 years.
Yeah?
Like, since like Paul Wall and all that. I remember working at Target. I had a coworker who was from Houston, and we were like, I don't know what it was. Always
Johnny
wanted them.
Dang. Oh, get that Johnny Dang.
I always wanted them. Finally
Got him, dog.
saved
It
up
looks
enough
good.
money. Did it. Here we are.
I'm going to get them too, but I'm going to get them from my back teeth. The ones you eat with.
Yeah.
Nobody
that's
can see
great.
them. I just want, they're there.
Yeah.
They're inside. You'll
You're not
know.
supposed to wear these while you eat, so I don't think they're going to stay in your
What's
mouth
the
very long.
point?
I think, no.
That'd be good. I'm just eating gold all the time. Lost another one, Doc. It went down the throat.
Yeah, your poop is just shiny as ever. I love it.
Well, welcome to Dogs of Browntown. Like almost every single episode, unless we forget because we've been too stoned. Behind me, if she gets it queued up, we have the countdown timer as to when white people will be the minority. Now, we did not come up with this timer. This isn't something that definitely minorities didn't
Yeah,
come
also,
up
if
with.
you think we came up with it, just us three, then
that'd be
you
weird.
don't know us at all.
We're just showcasing other people's antics. And this is what so happens when white people will be a minority.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you...
That's just the timer to when white people are gonna be a minority in America.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
isn't bad.
We didn't come up with
here's
it.
the thing. I just thought of this. All this fear about it. Meanwhile, we're already the minority. We already know what it's like to be that. It's not
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. There's still gonna be the largest plurality.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's keep that in mind, white people. You still get to be the largest plurality.
Plurality.
Yeah,
I'm learning new words. Look at
Plurality
this.
means the largest group. So they might have 49% in 2045, and then like Mexicans will have 25.
I mean,
blacks
get
will have
excited to be the
15,
minority,
you
white
know?
people. It's going to be great. People
Yeah.
are going to go to your restaurants and be like,
Yeah.
have you had
Putting you in
Kraft
total-
macaroni and cheese? Have you had that? These mayonnaise sandwiches are delicious.
Yeah.
And they'll look at your mayonnaise sandwiches like Philly cheesesteaks, like chopped
Yeah.
cheeses.
Yeah.
Like, this one has the best one.
Did you go to Whitetown? You gotta go visit Whitetown.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got the best mayo
The
there.
cats of Whitetown.
Yeah. They got this potato-shaped grandma. She's in there. She's saying the N-word. And you know she's doing a good job. But that food's going to be good,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
That casserole is going to be fantastic.
You know what I think about sometimes is bad people can still be nice and make good things.
Oh, for sure.
Because like you can be a racist and still be nice. Like a lot of grandparents are that, right? They probably have racial
Right.
thoughts, but they'll still make you cookies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you can be both things at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Like you can be a racist firefighter, right? Who says the N-word all the time in his regular life and
Yeah.
also save a little black baby from a building.
Yeah.
And still be racist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
And you
whispering
could be a
it in his
hero
head the whole
and
time.
racist.
He's like,
Yeah.
This one looks already burnt.
God damn it!
That's what
we
he
are already.
That's what the racist firefighter says. I don't say that shit. I say save everyone.
I don't know. It sounded
We're all
like you
one.
just said it.
No, we're all one race. And that's what I say. I say we're all one race.
Yeah.
Racist firefighter who's saving a black baby.
God
has
damn it,
that.
dude.
I'm not racist firefighter. I'm Homer Rashidi, sweet guy. We're all the same. We're all the same. We're all the same.
No,
we're all just
hormones.
one
This is
my
race.
favorite
all one
reaction
race.
Saul's
The human.
ever had,
Damn
too.
it.
It's the human.
It's not even 5
But the
minutes
racist
in.
firefighter.
We can't even get past YouTube content. We got to bleep out everything you just said. God damn
Yeah, so
it.
early.
Oh, so nice.
I don't think anything needs to be bleeped. I was doing the voice of the firefighter.
Double down. Yeah, no, I got it. You're right.
We got it. It just. Look at Joel's eyes. He's so ha ha.
He's about to have another panic attack.
Always. I'd be mostly panicking. Should be my new Instagram handle.
Welcome to Dogs of Browntown. Let's put let's keep off white people
You
for a
gotta
little bit.
learn-
Let's get the logo back.
I feel like I'm not really good at meditating, but I am good at like just breathing.
Medicating?
I'm like the
Yeah, you are good at
I'm not like the
medicating.
Dalai Lama, but
Yeah.
I'm like a Dalai camel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? And you just gotta learn how to like sometimes just breathe.
If the Dalai Lama
no
were,
shit.
were the Dalai camel,
Like
he'd
this.
Have you tried going outside? Oh, I'm healed. Thank you. No, I have a fucking problem. I have a disorder. It's like a fucking chemical imbalance. I meditate. Hey, how about this? I'm going to do this tonight at potluck. Have you ever made it to the end of a sleep meditation? Because I have.
What?
Yeah, like I did like a 2-hour relaxing sleep meditation. Made it to the end of it and was
You're
still
supposed to
awake,
fall asleep,
freaking
right?
out. Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is fucking bullshit.
I'd have fallen asleep just because how bored I was.
Man, I also quit.
That's what they're designed for. is
They're
to
designed
bore you to
for?
sleep.
Yeah, but I can't. My brain is
You're
never
just like
bored.
this fucking
Even
rocks.
with the edibles,
Yeah.
right? Even with indica edibles, or is that like that?
It depends. So I'll start getting used to them. So lately I've been doing 10 milligrams of edibles, a high dose of melatonin, which is 20, which is like the maximum dose, which everyone's going to be like, don't do that. You're going to die, blah, blah, blah. And then Z-Quil. And that'll put me out for at least 6-7 hours.
Damn, that's a cocktail.
You
Yeah.
saying it like you're a rhino.
Yeah, dude.
Like you're not, like they
when-
got me with the dart, but I'll keep going. I
Yeah,
keep kicking.
kind of. It's
And
like
then I
that.
go and I clip Joel's fingernails. I'm like, this is, you know, I brush his
my
teeth.
teeth. Yeah, like a
Oh, he's all punk rock, but he doesn't know what happens when he's asleep. I have to clean him up.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I going to say about that?
But you go through the whole sleep study. That's how anxious you are, or just your
I
brain
think
just
so.
not stop?
I think I just have overactive like thoughts. And
Can you watch a movie all the way through?
I can, but I can't smoke weed before movies because I will not know anything that's going on the first like hour. Because I'm just
Because you
your
can't
own
believe
head.
how
the
crazy.
music, everything just so emotional, and then I'm like,
I think how crazy it to have toes. I think
Yeah.
of like something random. Like you don't
I
stop.
wish
to-
my thoughts were that innocent, but yeah.
That's when I wander off, and then I
Yeah.
wiggle my toes in my shoe, and I go,
Yeah.
"Man, this is nuts."
Wild.
yeah.
You're like, how am I controlling this?
And then you're like, so who's the Godfather and why is
And then,
Al
and then I
Pacino-
get all serious. I was like, I gotta stop eating sugar. I still want these toes to control.
Yeah, so that's closer to where my head goes. It'll start with a thought, and then that thought will connect to the darkest thing, and then it just keeps going.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll see if I get high and go to a movie and I see a trailer for a movie that I want to see with my mom, I'll be like, oh, I really hope this movie comes out before she. And then it'll just, oh my God. And then, oh my God, I got to spend more time with it. Oh my God, I didn't walk my dog. I didn't do this.
Nightmare
And
in Frogtown
Yeah,
every night.
dude.
I'm so sorry.
yeah, it sucks, man. I know. I got to figure it out. Today.
Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, figure it out, but I feel like you're having anxiety about figuring it out. You know,
Yeah.
just get the help. You know.
I know. But that's also
The
part of
Dolly
it.
Camel's always here for you.
The Dolly Camel. You're really trying to get that going.
Well, no,
You're
you
more
just.
of a Dolly Parton. But
Nah, he's a Dolly Camel. He's got a bigger tongue to lick kids' mouths with. You're gross.
And I love cigarettes. Hey, if
Dolly
you're,
Osama.
if you're a
Dolly
cigarette company
Lama.
that wants to sponsor Dogs
Yeah.
from Browntown,
Check.
No,
Dolly
that's what I was
Lo-
going to say. I quit nicotine.
nice.
Oh,
I've been off it since last Wednesday.
is that what's
or
causing? You think that's what's
Tuesday.
causing the
So I'm
anxiety?
wondering if maybe that's part of why it's been a little bit more peaking lately.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely part of it.
Yeah.
I just want to say, because my brother's one of the 8 people who's going to watch this.
Great.
I don't smoke cigarettes.
No, you really don't. I've never seen you smoke
yeah.
a cigarette ever.
Dolly
But if
can't-
you are a weed sponsor, let's encourage somebody to give us
Yeah.
some edibles, give us some Some good ass weed.
Even better, one step up. If you're Marlboro, the company itself, come on, baby.
Yeah.
Come on. I know you're killing
want that
people.
Bruce Gray backpack.
Yeah, give me that cigarette money. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, dude, I don't care, dude.
I'm just thinking Dalai Lama crushes when you say Dolly Camel. God.
Dolly Camel crushes.
I brought up here because I think Hormos and I were talking about it earlier when we were smoking. Like, did any of you have a curfew growing up?
No.
Like as a brown kid?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Semi.
It was like, it would be like, let us know. Like if I was like next door at my buddy's house, I could stay out till like 11 or so, if you know. But if I was like at a party or something, it would always be like, all right, I'm gonna pick you up at 10:30 and never get to spend the night. You know, they were very worried about their children being raped, as if they knew something they didn't tell the white parents. Because it's like immigrant parents seem to like be very afraid of their children's being molested on a sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
can
then
you imagine?
you get older and you find out like so many kids got molested, and you're like, oh shit, my parents were like, did they have inside information?
Well, I had like friends whose parents were like straight up like from the ranch, like just came to LA, and they were the ones who were very like, they would never let their kids like sleep over. Even like weird shit, like you can't drink certain things at their house. Have you heard this? Like
What do you
milk,
mean
you can't drink like the milk somewhere in someone else's house or the
No.
food, like it's
No.
gonna get you sick. Like, but my parents weren't like that. I think it's because my mom was from LA and my dad, they kind of like evened each other out. Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know.
That part. Can you imagine that Hormos after a sleepover, they get a phone call from the parents complaining because he's just like, "Hey, my kid keeps talking about death to America, and I want to know why."
Yeah.
And it's not even it's just you keep moseying these kids.
You know what else that brings me back to is like my panic since I was like, so I got diagnosed with panic disorder in the fourth or fifth grade, and I would get invited to these sleepovers, and I like before we go to bed, I would have a freak out that my mom was gonna die, and so they'd have to come pick me up. I never made it through the night, maybe once, but so I never made it through like the full sleepover experience. And then people stop inviting you to sleepovers, and then that creates a whole bunch of other fucking issues.
Yeah, people stopped inviting me to sleepovers too, like probably because they knew I couldn't stay the whole night.
Yeah.
Or maybe because like when my mom would come pick me up, I would always tell the kids, I'd be like, all right, time for you guys to get molested and me to get out of here.
Deuces, losers.
Peace, guys. I
Hormos
don't
the
think-
untouched. I'm out of here.
Untouchables.
Because
Yeah.
my parents love me.
Yeah.
That's that. Looking back now, like sleeping in your own bed, like whether it's like your bed now or a race car bed when you had as a kid,
Yeah.
is the best. That's
Yeah,
why
but I wish I got to stay at the sleepovers.
Well, also
I don't
I
think they were getting molested.
I slept in my.
They were having so much fun.
I knew
And
mine were.
I had to leave at the peak of fun. Everybody's like drowsy and eating sugar. and
Right
having,
before the
like,
Jesus juice kicks in.
And then I got to go home, and they're like, I don't know. They get to watch Dumb and Dumber or some shit.
I slept in my parents' bed way too late. I don't remember what age, but I did that for a long time. And
you
that's-
don't like you black out the age. It was like 27.
No,
Or-
I could probably figure out if I thought long enough, but I'd be embarrassed too.
It's okay.
I feel like until pretty late, I would like, if I'd have a bad dream or something, I'd sneak
Yeah.
into my parents' bed.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. Or I'd sneak into my sister or my brother's bed just to, but no, like, I don't think that's that embarrassing.
I would never do that. I'd stay up late and do fat kid thievery.
Yeah.
Like by sneak a cookie or something.
But like, was
Yeah.
that an option for you to, like, was there any room in those beds?
huh?
Was there enough room?
My
in those
parents had a
beds?
double king size bed. They knew their son. There's actually things bigger than king. All right, it's called a Mexico king.
By double king, it means two kings.
It's two kings together.
Pushed up.
Yeah, together.
Well, I heard that's where we three kings came from. It's actually three.
Yeah.
We three kings.
Did you have a curfew?
No, I guess, yeah, I did have a curfew. It was probably like 11, 12.
Almost had a curvy sword few.
That, man, that was a
curve
reach.
few.
That was a reach.
Curve few.
I had a
If he didn't do that
curved
fucking
few.
Yeah.
fire department burn joke earlier,
Yeah.
that,
I would have
yours is a
been
silver medal.
unforgiven.
I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. If
The
the
racist
character,
fire-
You did a
Firefighter
character
character.
of the
Yeah.
racist
Yeah,
firefighter.
yeah.
I would never say anything like that.
Yeah, me either.
you would never
awful.
say anything like that.
I wouldn't
That
be
was
friends with
that
anyone
was
that would say
a
something
racist
like
firefighter who says the N-word all the time. I set it up.
But the only issue with, like, obviously 11 or 12, but it was 11 or 12 on the streets of Stockton.
Yeah.
So it was like I would bike ride towards a homeless encampment or someone selling crack or prostitutes. Like I like
Best case scenario, you would have gotten fucked by the Diaz brothers. Best case, you just get beat up.
I already have like a relationship. Like I made the Nick Diaz. I made him uncomfortable twice. Like at a comedy show, I was like, because he has anxiety, I think, and I thought the assumption the first show where I was like, hey everybody, I'm on stage like, hey Nick Diaz is here. I pointed out, everybody's looking at him now, and you can see his anxiety in his eyes, and he hates it. So then he like leaves. I'm like, where'd Nick go? He left. And then like another show, like a month later, I see him in the crowd again.
There he is again.
I swear to God, Joel. I swear to God, I did that. Hey, everybody, Nick Diaz, everybody. And then he just sing, and I was like, if he leaves again, he has anxiety. And he left again.
Wow. That or he just wanted to not get noticed.
Nah, dude, you're getting noticed. I'm pointing it out.
If you come to one of our shows again,
I'm pointing you out.
Fuck, dude.
It's a Where's Waldo of celebrities. And if you're
Hey everybody, it's Nick Diaz.
I don't like your voice for me. I hate it so much. It's the one voice that hurts me.
And it's the one impression I do flawlessly.
That's why I hate it so much. It's like listening to myself. But no, it was on the streets of Stockton. So like, you know, you're watching a crack deal happen.
Yeah.
You're watching, like, it would be like me at 10 p.m. at night and my brother watching these Asian gang members, like they'd grab a bullet and they'd play this game where they'd warm a bullet up really fast and then throw it on the ground and it just explodes.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
How do you warm it up?
I don't know what they were doing. They were like shaking
put
it
it
and just
between
kept
your cheeks.
throwing it. Yeah, they were like, Saul, bring your cheeks over here real quick. And they put it in there, and then I go, ding, and then the bullet comes back up
diamond comes
nice
out.
and hot. But yeah, so it was, no curfew, I
What
guess.
kind of bike did you have? I want to really paint this picture of you.
Flea market bike. Actually,
Okay.
it was a Kmart bike. It was
Like
like,
a
a Huffy,
BMX
like
style?
a Bongus. Yeah, a
Yeah,
Mongoose.
I could see that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and then like the black kids would always fucking try to take it from me. They'd
Dude.
always try to trick me. I'll go, They're like, I just want to ride it, and then I'll go, nah,
Yeah,
you
right.
not trick me, nah.
I had a lowrider bike for a little while, and so my neighborhood separated into two. We have Churchside and Parkside. I grew up on Parkside. Churchside is because there's a church called St. Anne's on that side. And I remember I was in Parkside on my lowrider bike going towards Parkside, and these guys started chasing me on the lowrider bike. And if you don't know, lowrider bikes, because they're so low to the ground, the pedals are about that long. So it
Saul
was
knows.
really
His
hard.
bike became a lowrider bike right after he rode it.
But I remember like trying to get away on this, like standing up and just like trying to pump to get away on this fucking slow ass bike with zero like pedal shit. I made it. I got away, but
Yeah.
gangsters are fat and a lot of them wear way bigger clothes than they should, and I don't think it's really doing anything for their athleticism.
Yeah, I mean, the most workout, they're going to get 2,000 steps going to the liquor store and then having brown bagging malt liquor.
Until skateboards came out, because even when I remember when skateboards became sort of everyone had them.
Yeah.
Because for a while I just got made fun of and called gay for
And
skating.
then suddenly Lil Wayne was skateboarding, and it was like everybody.
Well,
was
this is
skateboarding.
pre that. This is like when tech decks came out. I started seeing everyone with the tech deck, and then Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out, or one or the other, and that's when I remember going up to this kid and going like, "Hey, I thought I was gay because I skate. Now you're skating. What's
Yeah.
happening?" He's like, "Oh, I don't do tricks. I just use it for transportation." And then like a week
The
later,
fuck is get out of here?
A week later, this fool's doing tricks. You know, I remember this one cholo guy coming up to me. I was skating these stairs, and he came up on a bike, and it's like a movie. He goes, "Hey man, you didn't hear? Skateboards are out, bikes are in." And he like drove off, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's a Disney movie
Get
line.
the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
this is why I do it,
That's
'cause
not even
it's-
as a Disney Channel movie line.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not even like a Disney
Yeah.
movie
Did you guys hear
line.
Disney's rebranding as Max?
That's smart. That's
I
a
hate
good
that
idea.
so much. That's crazy.
Dude, I used to ride skateboards around just for transportation because I didn't know how to do tricks and shit.
Just say that.
And-
Well,
Just
and your
say
carpet
that.
was in the shop, right?
yeah,
But honestly,
yeah.
when I was a little kid and I was riding a bike, I like crashed where I fell over the front handlebars and got hurt. And I got so scared of riding a bike that I stopped riding bikes and I only skateboarded around for a while. And it wasn't until like 5 years ago.
When you realized you couldn't ride a skateboard into the Twin Towers.
But I could a bike. No, it wasn't until 5 years ago that I overcame that phobia.
Yeah.
And we were at this hotel that had these bikes that you could just borrow, and I was like, I'm gonna go ride this bike, and I just went outside and rode the bike, and I was like, all right, I got over that phobia.
Dude, when
by
people
doing
flip
it.
over the handlebars, it's some funny
It
shit.
was really scary.
I remember being
got really badly
in
hurt,
Venice
but
with my buddy. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. And the Venice bike track, it's like surrounded by the sand. His front tire hit the sand, and he fucking just went, dude.
Yeah.
At least he fell in sand, right?
Yeah.
That's why
That's your safe space.
on a bike is about the safest. The safest I'll trust myself to ride it, because as a fat kid, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way
Would
I'm
you
gonna get
get
on
one
a
of those
skateboard.
tandem bikes and just
Yeah, I got two of them.
use it
I
yourself?
got two of them. Yeah. I would see a fat kid ride a skateboard, and I go, "What are you doing?"
But it's the dopest thing ever when you see a fat guy
I've
riding
seen it.
really well and
Yeah.
doing tricks and shit. You're like, what?
I've known a couple, man, working
Yeah,
at the
it's
skate
tight.
park.
Yeah, the reward's not worth the risk for me though, because then that guy will land an ollie and his butt
He was
crack will
probably
show a
doing
little
it-
bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh.
Oh, you think that
adds
guy's
to-
knees are gonna be good at 30?
gross, man?
He was probably doing it when he wasn't fat either.
Yeah.
And then he just got fat and kept
Oh,
doing
you're
it,
right.
You know?
I didn't think of these new fats who
Yeah.
used to skateboard.
Yeah.
And instead of losing the weight, they're like, no, I could still skateboard.
Yeah.
You probably can, but when the fall happens,
Yeah, it's
when
gonna
that
be bad.
when that tub of noodles happens and people feel bad, you
Man.
know it's like, because when you fall, people like, if it's pretty funny, it's pretty funny. But when a fat person falls, they go, "Oh my God, sir!" It's like, all right,
Dude, when people fall, yeah. I mean, I had a friend who lived on Church Side, and one day he fell and hit his eye on the fire hydrant.
Damn.
And it swole. It was like nasty, gnarly, and we laughed at him for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was just like we kept like we couldn't handle it. Now I look back, I'm like, that was a horrific accident. He probably should have gone to the doctor. He might have been concussed.
But
or
then you're like,
something.
look how stupid
Laughter.
his face is.
Yeah, we were like-
what a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
But also, like, you see, like, chimps and shit, when they're, like, stressed out, they laugh.
Yeah.
So it's like a normal primate reaction.
Oh, for sure.
To laugh at some shit that's, like, uncomfortable
Yeah.
and you're worried about, too, you know? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think that's why a big part of why we do comedy, or why we're always like, if you ever go to like a funeral with other comedians, it's like the worst shit is gonna get said, you know.
What wasn't a part of the curfew stuff for me, because I didn't do a lot of partying. A lot of it was just like, this was like riding bikes or like throwing rocks at windows at like I live by a train track,
Yeah.
like just kid shit. But even as a teenager, like I didn't go to a lot of high school parties. Like,
Yeah.
did you guys go? Was this a part of your curfew? So did you do high school parties? Some.
But I was a good kid. I didn't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah, I mostly smoked weed. I didn't really drink till I was 21. I had some.
It felt like
years.
a popular kid thing to me. For my Catholic
Yeah.
school specifically, like
Yeah.
the popular kids threw house parties,
For sure.
like rich house
I went
parties,
to a
but I
lot
was
of
poor.
those. Yeah.
You went to one of those?
I went to those. I mean, I remember like this girl, her parents left for the weekend or whatever, and she threw like a crazy rager at this big house in Las Feliz. I also, at some point, I would like to find this person and pay them, because I may or may not allegedly have stolen a bunch of CDs from that party, and someone might have told on me, and they would call me all the time, and now I feel awful about it, and I want to like find them and
They
be like,
would call you all the time to where my CDs at?
yeah, we know you have them, and my parents would be like, he's not here or whatever.
You should give
Joel
them back
want-
now.
No, Joel
I don't know where they are.
wants to pay for a year of free Spotify for you guys.
I'll do that. I would do that. It was one person.
It was me.
Yeah, I would do that. Or I just thought about like Venmoing them something for it, because I have regrets.
Look, I think that's nice. If you like, be
I
like,
should
hey,
find them. Yeah.
Hey, I was young and I was dumb.
Yeah.
I was an idiot kid. I feel bad about it still. I want to make it up.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing thing.
If the worst thing you did was take someone's CDs,
Yeah.
then it's not that bad.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
not the
no, it's
worst
not that
thing
bad
I've
at all.
done, but that's the one that's because
You're like,
this
I
person
smoked
was,
crack with a prostitute. It's not
I
that
mean,
bad.
I've done not that, but I've definitely done substances with unsubstantial humans.
Well, let's talk about that.
Um,
Let's talk about substances.
Is that the reason you get anxiety?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
What's
no, but I
the-
didn't really have a curfew either. I think I would just tell my parents I was at somebody's house and then go do whatever I wanted.
Okay.
As long as I was safe. I mean,
You seem to have had the coolest of
yeah.
like curfew, not curfew.
Well, my dad was
situation.
always working and my mom was like sick a lot. So like, I think, and she's very understanding and cool. And I think I definitely knew how to like play that when I was a kid. That feels
I just
awful
knew
to
that if
say.
I got caught up in whatever, like a house party, my dad would beat the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't worth.
Yeah, my dad
getting
wouldn't-
caught drinking and then just getting my ass whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, wild. See, if I got caught drinking, I could like talk to my mom and be like, I'm sorry, I got drunk, like whatever. And she'd be like, okay, this is why you shouldn't do that now. Blah, blah. I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you're safe, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't start drinking and smoking until college.
Wow, that's deep. That's like
Yeah.
like I think it was like about 19 drinking and smoking for me.
And then like mushrooms probably around in college around like 1920, and then probably around 21 tried coke for the first time. Didn't really like it.
Yeah. I started smoking weed at like, I want to say like 13 or 14. I used to, because
Pretty normal, I think.
I think yeah.
I used to get these. So when I got diagnosed with panic and all that, my mom they didn't really know what to do for a while, so they would take me to like the like herbal supplement stores and like give me St. John's wort and like these other things that are supposed to be good for that.
Yeah.
But I remember like popping holes in cans, putting the St. John's wort like capsule and like smoking that. That was
What
some
would
of the
that feel
first
like?
stuff. Nothing. I just wanted to be a bad kid. I would go to the river like. I remember like
You
smoking-
fake smoke St. John's wort?
No, I mean I would smoke it. It was really smoking
No, but
it.
I mean like that's just so
But
funny.
it didn't do anything to you.
didn't do anything.
Of course it did. It's St. John's wort.
I remember smoking oregano with a friend of mine, and he didn't know it was oregano, and he jumped into the pool with his clothes on. He's like, "I feel amazing," and I had to be like, "It wasn't really weed, man."
I want to smoke oregano and then take a big old like eat of like marinara sauce after. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
full
that's good.
experience and
Yeah,
stuff.
hell yeah.
Like I'm in Italy right now. I'd smell it and taste
No,
it.
I mean drugs and all that stuff were they were around. I mean, like weed was around. I was.
Of course, it was around.
It was around.
Well,
It was
I was-
guns were around.
Yeah,
for me. You know what I mean? Stuff
yeah,
was around
for sure. I was like an intern, and by intern I mean I went there and hung out at the office for this record label, and they had like one of the biggest like weed bands in the world.
Yeah.
And so I remember like learning a lot about it and getting into high times and thinking I was like real educated about weed. So then I got like really into weed and like between like 14 and maybe 20 was like
That's so interesting.
heavy stoner. Like I used to have a baggie of joints, like cigarettes. I would smoke them like
I feel
all
like
day.
everybody with weed has you discover weed and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this exists.
Yeah.
And then you become super into it, and then you buy like Bob Marley shirts.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And then you
Where he's
smoke-
half his face
and
is a lion and half of his face is him.
yeah. I had one where he's just holding a big old fat spliff, just
I remember that. Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
And then after like 5 years of smoking, you go like, I still love smoking, but I'm kind of embarrassed about this culture.
Yeah,
that I'm
weed
kind of
Yeah.
culture. Yeah.
There's
And then
nothing
and
worse
then
than
you
weed
just-
culture.
Yeah, and then you just like,
I mean,
give
I mean,
Goodwill
like
all your shirts.
Yeah.
the professional stuff and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I don't mind that, but I mean, like, there are guys. I would do like these shows in Oregon, and then
Oh, yeah.
they'd wear these shirts. They go, "Cannabis is medicine," and I'll go, "Ugh, shut up."
Yeah. I mean, it for sure is, but
It for
also.
sure is.
Yeah, but
but-
don't be quiet.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, 'cause now it makes me want to go. Now I got to go do heroin to be a badass.
I
Yeah.
like that shirt. I like Cannabis as Medicine shirt more than Bob Marley smoking.
I had one that
I
said
got it.
best bud, and it was a bud that they put like googly eyes on. And I had a picture of one with Bob Marley, and it said like revolutionary like underneath there, which like, you know, he was.
I like all the
but-
dab and like concentrate stuff. Like it all looks like future packaging, and I'm like, yeah, this is where we're going the way of
Yeah.
laser guns.
Yeah.
I don't like the Bob Marley shit, the Rick and
Man.
Morty grinders. It's like go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So
Dude,
nerdy.
yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
trying
time to be an
think.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went from probably weed to like ecstasy was probably the second thing I did. There was like a dealer in our neighborhood, and they got these like Blue Dove pills.
Don't tell me that, because now in
Blue
your
Doves?
perspective, it is a gateway drug.
My first one, mine was
Sadness was the
Blue
gateway drug.
Dolphins were the first.
Okay, we had
ecstasy
Blue
pills.
Doves, yeah. And then I already told that story on here where I joined that Christian church. But actually, the first time I did ecstasy was with my buddy, and I was like a crazy person who would like research everything. I had like the High Times Encyclopedia of Drugs, and I would go on like line.
So
and,
interesting.
yeah, and they would say like, you know, the way people die from it is they overheat, they don't drink enough water. So we had gallons of
Yeah.
water, we had the AC on,
Yeah.
we watched Beavis and Butthead Do America,
Yeah.
and just like full on bonding experience
Yeah.
between two homies. We're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
Do you wonder why that's interesting? Because in the early when we're like 14, you were like early 2000s, something like that.
Yeah.
So when you see a teenager, regardless of 14 to 18, you're just like, that's just some stoner teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when weed was illegal. Now that weed is legal, they put an age restriction on 18. So now you see a 14-year-old stoner, you're like, this kid needs to get his life together.
Yeah, yeah. Just
I mean,
wait
like,
a while,
now
man.
that there's like legality behind it, that now it's like, oh, this kid. But 14-year-old stoner in like early 2000s, it's like, get out of here, you marijuana. But it's
Yeah.
like,
yeah. But yeah, that was that, and then probably mushrooms was like the next thing that I got real into mushrooms. I remember one week just tripping straight for like almost a week, and I remember like
I've never did that. It's always a section of time, never a week.
not maybe like three days,
That's
something
still
like
a
that. But
long
it felt
time.
long,
You
and I
know, it's a
remember
long time.
maybe
I feel like each time it the effect
maybe
is
it was
less.
skipping
Yeah.
days and doing it quite a bit within that week. But I remember crossing the street in Glendale one time, and I was like, I'm poisoning myself. Like I was like having this fucking.
Is this at nighttime?
No, this was during the day.
Okay.
I remember going to
Okay.
the mall fully shroomed out and like tripping on everything, man.
You should be. If you go into the any mall right now, they should give you mushrooms to be able to deal with the mall.
Yeah, it's so wild, man.
Fuck the mall, man.
Those lights must look tight though.
Yeah.
On mushrooms.
Man.
I used to do so much mushrooms in college, and it was always so fun. And then I feel like as I've gotten older, it's like 50-50 whether I have the best time ever or if I go like inward and I'm like, this was
N-word? Why would you go N-word? You said that
Sure.
wasn't you. You said it wasn't him. Sorry.
Actually, it was a character that Joel was playing.
keeps showing cameos.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I don't know. I like acid still. Acid, 100% of the time, great time. Mushrooms, 50-50. I don't know.
Acid, you like it?
I love acid.
What do you think the women whose faces you're throwing this in feel about now?
No. They should have just covered up, right?
Oh no! Hormos Cosby, no!
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. The last time I did cocaine, I was maybe 17 years old.
That's fucking crazy
Yeah,
to me.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was probably doing amphetamines around that time too, man.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, I never did amphetamines. You had that book on drugs.
Yeah.
When I was in college, took a class.
I still have it too,
with
by the way.
Professor Presti, who was a molecular and chemical biology teacher.
Cool.
And he taught a class for people in science majors and one for dumbasses like me who weren't in science majors, where he just explained all the drugs. And he told
That's
you
good.
what happened, how people die from them. And I was like, all right,
Wow.
not fucking with heroin. I'm
Yeah.
not fucking with meth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, hallucinogens seem really fun.
Yeah.
Weed's the shit. Alcohol, you got to be careful, is what I learned. I was like, alcohol is actually the most dangerous drug. I think is alcohol.
I
It's
can't. The
everywhere,
hangovers are the worst. I
and
can't.
it's so fun.
I have
Alcohol
9
can be
months off
so
alcohol tomorrow.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats, buddy.
Shit,
Pretty
dog.
wild.
Yeah, I could do a shot or two.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I'm like, I'll drink tonight. If somebody wants to have a shot with me, I'll reserve drinking for that.
Yeah.
But it's very rare for me to just have a beer or have a cocktail because it's
Yeah.
just, I don't
Yeah,
like
I just do shots because I hate the taste of
What
it.
about shrimp cocktail?
all day. I wish we had shrimp cocktails here.
Yeah.
We'd have a problem if we had
Actually,
shrimp
your
cocktails
haircut,
here.
your
You know what I
haircut
mean?
is very shrimp-like almost. Like
Yeah,
it's,
I washed it yesterday, didn't comb it today, so I'm all poofed out.
Hell yeah.
So cocaine, 17. When was the last time you've done cocaine?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah?
You know what? I was
I-
thinking. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was just thinking about me at that age and like, what was it that where I didn't have a line on shit like that. And I was like, somebody offers you amphetamines and you're like, all right.
You
Like-
just all right it?
I don't remember the first time I did it, man. I don't remember what it was. I think I was just like, I was pretty directionless from like 17 to 21, 22. And I think it was just, I was just not in school, skateboarding all around the neighborhood, drink,
Yeah.
like maybe have like a 40 here and there, but I didn't really like drink like that, but smoking weed. And I think that was just like, fuck it. I think I just had like a fuck it attitude,
Yeah.
but it's like scary to go back and be like, that could have, I could
Gone
like
really
not
bad.
be here right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm really happy that I got to enjoy those types of drugs later in life.
Yeah.
Like as much as like I'm like I didn't really go out and party. I still had a good childhood.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I had a childhood.
Yeah.
I wasn't out there partying and shit
I think
like
good
that.
parents, and that is what kept me from ever fully jumping the thing.
Yeah.
Getting into a gang or whatever, because I was definitely like guilty by association and like around that stuff, and had been pitched the idea from like gangsters and shit like that. And I was like, I remember one time I was at the river, high on coke, drinking, and this guy.
God, you're the coolest kid ever. You're
Nah.
painting a picture of the fucking like Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer
No,
situation.
no.
I was at
There were
cocaine
way-
by the river.
There were way cooler kids than me. But I remember this guy like giving me sort of like the pitch on why I should join the neighborhood. And I remember in my like drug filled haze, I was like thinking about it. I was like, man, this guy's like right. Like,
Making a lot of points.
maybe I should do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I didn't, man. Like, fuck. I mean,
What were you? What,
thank
what
God.
you were gonna? What was it? Joining a gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like telling me, he's like, yeah, it's all good, man. I'll jump you right now. He's like, you could fight back, whatever. He's like, and I'm like, fuck.
You could have fought back.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like high on cocaine, and I'm like, fuck, it doesn't sound that crazy right now.
Yeah.
And now I look back and I'm like, fucking bullet dodged, man. Like,
Fuck.
I know.
Would you do that right now? Would you join that same gang
Fuck
as a
no.
36-year-old
No
man?
way. I got too much
Be like,
shit to
Come
do.
on, Vato. I would.
You think that make my
Out of nowhere,
anxiety
just join
better?
a gang at 38 and cocaine made me do it. These teenagers jumped me in.
Yeah, fuck, no way, man.
They think I'm at their age.
You know, respect.
yeah,
I mean, I get
yeah.
it. Like, the people that were in it, they had to do it, whatever. It's like, whatever their life that brought them there was, I understand. I don't, like, knock it. But it just not for me,
Plus
dog.
fucking banging sounds.
I'm glad I didn't party like that in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know how it could have gone.
You can
know, I'm
enjoy it
glad.
now as
You
an
could have
adult.
gold teeth.
I partied in college a good amount, but I
Fun.
party way more as a comic at the Comedy Store than
Yeah.
I've ever partied before.
Yeah.
You know?
This is where like I was partying. I was like, oh no, this is partying.
This
right
is
here.
party.
I've done a
fucking
lot of that here,
adult
too,
partying
yeah.
is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like what's
The last time I did coke was a few years ago, and I think after everybody started dying,
Yeah.
and the fentanyl was everywhere, I realized I was like, I don't even like coke. I just do it because of the FOMO
Yeah.
of like everybody's having so much fun doing coke, and I'm like, oh, that looks fun, and then I do it, and I feel nauseous, and I get this drip, and I can't talk, and I can't smoke, which are my favorite things to do, and then suddenly I'm like. Oh, like, and then when people started dying, I was like, why am I even doing this shit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't enjoy it, and it's bad for you, so.
cocaine is the greatest drug that's ever been conceived by man.
Oh, you love it.
I absolutely.
Oh
it's
my
the
God.
Greatest.
It's the worst thing for you to do.
I know.
Oh my
Hormones.
God.
I know.
Yeah.
It is the greatest experience that I've ever experienced in life.
Really? Wow.
Makes me more confident myself. The high is perfect. I've been on stage, like not recent, but like
Yeah.
well, like maybe on a little bit of cocaine.
Yeah.
It's just
Man.
I'm so sharp. I'm
Yeah.
so
Wild.
I feel invincible. Like the audience
Yeah.
feels it. I'm murdering. That's
Yeah.
and
That's
I'm
how
just
I feel
like
on alcohol.
yeah.
When I was drinking, it was like.
But I recognize that this
little
is
bit
a
of
drug.
alcohol.
This is bad. I know what it is.
course, yeah.
Yeah, it's the bad boy I want to date. You know, I
Yeah.
love you, cocaine, but you're like, it's no good.
I feel like the problem is like Carlin is one of my all-time favorite comics. His coke era, he started just being too fast.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same thing I don't love
It fucks with
Robin
your timing.
Williams because that shit's too fast.
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
too
yeah,
coked
yeah.
out, you're going too fast. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I like. I there's a sweet spot though.
yeah, but
I
see,
know
it's
what you mean.
hard to because it's a drug. It's addictive
Yeah.
to just get and stay in the pocket of that sweet stuff. You're gonna do too much, and you're gonna go full. I mean, I don't want to say this person's name but on stage and just repeat yourself over and over and over.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, you want so that's why it's not good for you. But if I mean, it's the greatest.
Well, no
the
shit.
greatest
That's why
drug.
people. I mean, I think about heroin. I'm like, how good must that feel? That it's like.
Cocaine is so good for me that I used to do mysterious lines of like something that claimed to be cocaine. And I'm like, I'm only smoking you because I think you're cocaine.
Yeah.
Right.
I won't do that with food. I won't I won't eat a cheeseburger. Like I want a cheeseburger, and then you're like, here's a shit sandwich that's a cheeseburger.
It's
I'll go,
rattlesnake.
all right. And then I eat the sandwich. I'm like, God, that's not a cheeseburger.
That happens a lot, man. People do coke, they find out it's amphetamines or
Yeah.
heroin or something like that.
Yeah.
I told you I did it on accident. It was like a Mexican waiter that I was partying with. Like he busted out some stuff off of a knife.
Yeah.
And then I was like, huh? I was like, yeah, because this was
I
waiting.
mean, see, I'd have a hard time saying no to that.
Waiting for cocaine.
Yeah.
Because there's more cocaine is coming.
Waiting for cocaine.
Waiting for cocaine.
Whoa. Where you
I'm
will
gonna
be
do
here.
meth off this knife. Waiting for cocaine. That's what I did, dude. Whoa! And then I did meth
I'm
off of a
trying
knife.
to shorten my life.
Waiting for cocaine.
Yeah.
So then I do a meth off of a knife thinking it's cocaine because I knew it was meth. And then it feel like stabs going down
Yeah.
your nose.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, that's not, he was like, yeah, that's not cocaine. I was like, he's like, no, it's not. It's scante.
Pinche cloro.
I was like, oh. Okay.
Fuck, man. You got the scante.
Yeah, and we didn't even get the cocaine. I just meth was my my dinner mint that
Damn.
night.
I mean, that's pretty great too. I used to love that feeling, man.
You did? I didn't like it.
Yeah, but I was the guy who,
hated
like,
it.
if we dropped something on the floor, I'd be like looking on the like snorting off the carpet and shit like that, man.
I did that for chocolate milk. If somebody spilled chocolate milk, I was
Really?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, come here.
Nestle Quick Powder.
Hey, do you guys know anything about this chocolate milk rumor that they turn it into chocolate milk because it's regular milk that has blood in it?
What?
Because the machines, I guess, are pretty gnarly when they're milking the cows, and apparently milk that has traces of blood in it, they turn into chocolate milk.
I bet all the milk has traces of blood.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it's weird that that's the thing that we're drawing the line on. It's like we're drinking this thing's titty milk, and
Yeah,
we're like,
I
we
mean,
don't
a
want
steak,
the blood.
a steak
no blood.
rare is blood. Is
No
blood.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get my milk a little bit rare? I need some of that blood in there.
Hell yeah.
1% plus a little bit of hemoglobin.
Hey, you guys fuck with hemoglobin? You guys want to do some? I got some right here. Now I'll break it out.
ultra high. Yeah. Fuck. No, I didn't. Of course, that makes sense, but I didn't even think about.
I don't know
being
why that. Sorry, never
traces
mind.
of blood in
Moving
milk. No,
There's traces of blood in everything.
This is how hard you party. You start talking about milk with blood in it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, God damn, Joel's parties, man. He's out here
Oof.
drinking blood milk.
I really am. No, I'm glad I'm not doing any of that shit anymore, man. That's
Well, I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's me too. We're gonna, you guys got any good ones of the week?
Good ones of the week. I don't know. Do you guys want to go first? I'll think of one.
Huh. Let's see. Good one of the week.
My wife had sex with me when she didn't feel like it, so I'm
Wow.
gonna go default with my
Oh,
wife.
yeah.
That's a good one of the week.
That's a good one.
She
Yeah,
chose to.
She chose.
Okay, that's
she
all-
chose.
just making
She
sure
was-
for everybody out
It's
there.
more of a
How do you
milk.
know she didn't want to?
She said I don't want to, but you need a good milking. There's gonna be traces of blood, so doesn't matter. Yeah. Shout out to Sheena Ray. I love you, baby.
Oh yeah, Sheena.
Damn, hell yeah. Okay, I'll say I'm gonna give a shout out to Joey Ramone, R.I.P. One of the good ones. Singer for the Ramones, very influential band in my life. I wouldn't be playing music today if it wasn't for the Ramones.
Yeah.
And I'll go in a different direction then if we're saying people who've passed. I'm gonna go with George Romney, Mitt Romney's dad.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, by the way,
let me tell you about this guy.
okay, cool.
He's a Mormon from Michigan, governor of Michigan back in like the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
He stood with Dr. King as a Mormon in Michigan and marched with Dr. King and fought for black people's rights. Good one of the century.
Wow.
George Romney.
Are you being for real right now?
For real, I'm not making that up.
Okay.
Good one to do it.
That just reminded me of something. This would be like a Doorcast story, but last night this guy came to the main room. Just a straight up, like, he had a fuck Biden shirt on, right? Like, just leading with that and whatever. And it's fine. I don't care. Like, I'll treat you
That's
like a
your
human.
identity. That's
whatever.
your identity.
Exactly.
Whatever, dude.
But I walked out. It kind of caught me off. I mean, like, for me, right? Like, I got tattoos. I'm brown. I'm like, I got the fucking gold teeth yesterday. It took me a second. I had to breathe and be like, hey, what's up, guys? How many is it? Whatever. And he, like, looked at me like he wanted, like, he got uncomfortable. Like, he didn't, like, he was like, he wanted me to be like, what's up with that?
Well, that's because you're wearing your pro-Joe Biden grill.
That's true. But it was just wild. It was like how he got weird because I like made eye contact and was friendly to him.
Yeah.
And I think he was like expecting someone that looks like me to be like immediately be like, fuck this guy, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I sat him, I hooked them up. It was cool. I was like nice to them and stuff. But it was like, What a statement, man. I remember seeing a woman at Disneyland with a fuck Biden shirt with her kid. I'm like, can you just let your kid have a Disney day? Do you have to bring your political...
don't wear the F word to Disneyland, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that.
Okay.
But it was something like anti, like...
No, it was fuck and then like a little Disney head over you.
Yeah,
like a
Nicky head,
Nicky head. Biden.
Anyway, whatever.
You're
I
like,
just that
wow,
reminded me of
Disney,
that.
that's wild.
Yeah, wild. I don't care what you're... I don't really give a fuck about people's political... If you're a nice person, that's okay with me. But it was just wild how he led with it.
Yeah.
And then I think was like ready to like go for it. You know, you leave your house with that shit, you want some sort of conversation.
And I
to
say,
happen.
if you don't vote Republican, don't even listen to this podcast. This is for Republicans only.
I disagree. Nope.
What are you doing? That has been Dogs of Browntown.
Yeah.
The apparent Republican podcast.
No, obviously not.
Shouts out to Katie. Come on.
Katie.
Appeared on the 1 to 2. She's fantastic. Also, at Soul Comedy, soulcomedy.com. We got another Dirty at 10:30, July 12th. Come to that.
If you listen to this podcast and follow the Dogs IG and message Dogs IG, we'll put you on Dirty at 10:30 show.
You get to do 5 minutes up
Guess
first.
And Joel, if you're free, we'd like to have you be.
I would love to. When is it?
July 12th.
July 12th. Yeah.
It's a Wednesday at 10:30.
Sounds like I'm in.
The Dogs of Browntown are on that show.
Oh, the Dogs of Browntown.
Follow us on IG at Dogs of Browntown. Follow me at Not Hormones.
What do you,
At Mostly Sorry.
you guys want to plug anything else?
Comedy dating show. Me and Kim Congdon in the Belly Room. Come to that. It's a fucking fun ass show.
Yeah, it was very, very fun. I agree. Come to that. At Mad Peaceful Band. And I got another podcast with my buddy Chappelle Lacey at Lesser Known Characters. That's it. Thanks.
Check out the sizzle I just posted.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good sizzle. I'm in it if you want to see
he's
me in a
it.
thong.
Yeah.
Hey, that's been Dogs of Browntown. We hate, love you. Love, hate you. Yeah.
Please rate, review, subscribe right down here.
Follow us on Instagram at Dogs of Browntown and follow me on Instagram at Not Hormones.
Don't forget about me. At Soul Comedy, Soul Trujillo.
Hey, don't leave me out of the fun. I'm at Mostly Sorry on Instagram. Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing right now? You better be subscribing. Check this one. Click, or maybe this video. I know you want to click that one. That's the one you want. Just subscribe.